Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about Hawaii and some claims that are being made about what happened. And we're going to go through some methods that you yourself could use and provide a little bit of education on how you can determine whether or not they're true, kind of on your own. Because some claims are surfacing and spreading. These are claims that are typically associated with California, though, but they have now been applied elsewhere. Before we get into that, though, because I don't think those people who like to make stuff up and profit off of fear-mongering and paranoia should be able to kind of distract and derail other information. So the situation there is bad. It is bad. I think the last time I talked about it, the toll was at 30, and I said that somebody had told me it is going to go up. They told me that it was likely to hit 100. That's about where it is now. The same person told me to expect it to go up further. It's bad. It is bad. There's no official word yet on the cause. They have identified problems with the response, such as the sirens and stuff like that, not functioning as they should. But as far as the cause, there's no official determination yet. But I will tell you what it was not. Space lasers. There is... That theory is spreading all over the internet right now. And we're going to go through this because this is a very common one. And every time there is a wildfire, there is something especially tragic or destructive, this gets brought out. And generally speaking, that's when most theories like this form, when something really bad happened. It is somebody's way of looking at something that is just horrible and trying to make sense of it. Because if you don't have some theory on why it happened, that means the world's just a scary, chaotic place. The world is just a scary, chaotic place. Okay, so the quote evidence being used to support this theory is the fact that some houses burned, but nearby trees did not. Okay, so trees have bark. They have thicker bark. Some trees in particular are adapted to withstand fire. It is worth noting that there are some seeds that need fire. You can Google fire-activated seeds. There are a lot of trees and plants that have adapted to fire, and they are capable of withstanding a lot. But if that doesn't do it for you, here's an experiment that you can perform at home safely if you have the equipment. Go to Lowe's and buy a dowel. That's the little skinny piece of wood. It's a little cylinder. Break it so it can fit into your grill, which you are going to do outside safely with all proper safety precautions taken. See how hard it is to get it to catch. It's not. It's not, because it's dried out wood. Now, go break or cut a limb off of a tree in your yard that is roughly the same diameter, and tell me how much longer it takes that to catch, because it's full of moisture, because it's alive. It doesn't take a laser scientist to realize that the thing with a bunch of water in it is going to be harder to burn. Okay. I know somebody's going to say, well, that's great, Bo, but that doesn't explain the photo with the beam of light coming down from the sky. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. That is a light pillar. Incidentally, the light generally comes from the ground up. That is light being reflected from a source on the ground, and it's reflected in ice crystals. And it creates this pillar of light, hence why it's called that. You can Google this phenomenon. And that's what that is. It's a light pillar caused by ice crystals reflecting light from a fire below. And I know somebody's going to say, Bo, it's Hawaii. There's no ice there. Yeah, the fire is in Hawaii, but that photo's from Ohio in 2018. That is a controlled burn at an oil place. What somebody did was take that image and they rotated it about 12 degrees to the right and cropped it. And that's the image that is spreading all over the internet as proof that space lasers are responsible for this. They lied to you on purpose. They took an image and intentionally altered it to lie to you, to get engagement, to feed on your fear and your uncertainty. That image that is just everywhere, it looks like there's a beam of light coming from the sky, and then there's like almost looks like an explosion on the ground. That is from Ohio in 2018 at an oil place. A lot of the light is actually from like floodlights and stuff. But the light pillar coming out of the top, that's from a controlled burn. And they intentionally manipulated it to make it harder to reverse image search. They lied to you on purpose because it's good for engagement. You will see that trick a lot, and you need to be ready for it. These are the same people who told you to be ready for Jade Helm. These are the same people that told you the election was stolen. These are the same people who every other month come up with something for you to be scared about. All that happens is they make money, and what they said was true, well, it never happens. What they got you all worried about never actually occurs, right? I know people that have been following these same types of creators for years and years and years. And they're convinced every time you talk to them that sometime in the next 6 months, well, it's all going to go south. It's all going to fall apart. And they've believed that for years. They have wasted years of their life living in fear because of a misunderstanding of basic science and manipulated images online. Stop giving these people your attention. Another theory that came out was something about it being intentional because they were going to put in a giant AI community of some sort, and this was a way to clear everybody out. I looked into it. I couldn't find anything like that could even be used as a basis for this. Normally, there is some kind of like report or something that you could use and say, well, this is where it comes from. There's nothing. This looks like it is manufactured out of whole cloth. It is worth noting, though, that AI is something that has been trending a lot lately. So if that was in a title or part of a post, it would trend and get more engagement. They're manipulating you on purpose. Again, this is what you can do with almost all of it. If you are somebody who buys into this kind of stuff, please use an objective lens. Just once, try to prove it wrong. I'm willing to bet it's going to be really easy, because most times it is. Don't listen to my father. He gets his news from Facebook. That's what the shirt says. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.